Hi, hope you had a great day. You're watching JUG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 scenes or top 10 moments from Spider-Man No Way Home, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is a very exciting video. But since I am going to be going over the top 10 scenes or top 10 moments from Spider-Man No Way Home, this video will contain spoilers. So spoiler warning, just warning you right now. If you have not seen the movie, then please click out. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. And the top 10 moments or top 10 scenes definitely contain spoilers. So spoiler warning. But yeah, there was so much great scenes in this video, so I had to cut out a lot of them, and I had to put others in honorable mention that I really wanted to put in top 10. So this is more like a top 15 video because it has 5 honorable mentions and then my top 10 scenes. So yeah, let's get started. But before I get started, please leave a like. It will be very helpful. So please leave a like. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. It really much helps. As well as subscribe for a lot of other content. I already made a spoiler review for this movie. I made the opening weekend video for this movie, and I made the post-credit scene breakdown for the first post-credit scene and what's next for Spider-Man for Tom Holland. So yeah, if you want to check out this video after this video, definitely make sure to check them out, and I have a lot more videos coming up. So subscribe for Spider-Man Home content for sure. And that's the comment down below with your own top 10 scenes, some of your favorite ones, some of your top 5, some of your top 3, some of your top 10. I don't care, but I just want to hear your own top moments or scenes down in the comments. I'm definitely curious. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, so let's start with my 5 honorable mentions, and these are in no order. I'm just gonna give you 5 scenes that I really enjoy with a small reason on why I really enjoy them. So, my first honorable mention I want to mention is Norman Osborn goes to F.E.A.S.T, and I think this scene really works because I think it makes Norman Osborn and Green Goblin a lot more compelling. It gives us a lot more of like Norman Osborn and Green Goblin, how they're really into a fight, and it really makes us sympathize with Norman Osborn. And honestly, without the scene, this movie would have not worked anywhere near as well, because this scene really makes us understand why Tom Holland and Spider-Man would take the decision to not kill them in the first place. So yeah, it's a very well done scene that I really enjoyed, so it deserves to be my honorable mention. Next scene that I'm so sad that I had to put in my honorable mention, but it's just there's so many good scenes. But this one is whenever Matt Murdock shows up and he's the lawyer of Spider-Man. That was an amazing scene. I mean, just to see Matt Murdock come back is incredible. Just so incredible. I was so happy to see that it was Charlie Cox. It was amazing. And whenever he catches the break and he was like, "How do you do that?" And he was like, "I'm a good lawyer." Just awesome. I can't wait to see more of Matt Murdock. I'm definitely so excited. Next scene is whenever in my honorable mention, which I'm really sad that I had to put this one down. I kind of want to put it up. It's okay. I'll just leave it here. And that's whenever Andrew Garfield Spider-Man pops Tobey's back. I just thought that was a really incredible scene. It was so random but so funny. And then they talk about the web fluid, about where it comes out, which was funny too. And they like talking about the villains. And then Andrew's like, "Oh, I want to fight an alien." That was a great moment. I really enjoyed that. And also Sony, he wants to fight an alien. Make him fight an alien. Just saying. Make him fight Venom. Make him fight an alien. I'm just saying. Make Amazing Spider-Man 3, please. But yeah, that was a great moment. I really enjoyed the moment. And the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in that scene was just another level. So yeah, that was great. My other honorable mention was Doctor Strange vs. Spider-Man. This fight scene was really well done, really cool from CGI and everything. It was very trippy. It's just the action was kind of okay, and also it's kind of unbelievable that Spider-Man beat Doctor Strange, which is why it's a little bit low. But it was still a great scene, and just really well done from CGI and VFX. So great job, VFX scene. And my last honorable mention, and that's going to be Doc Ock versus Spider-Man. This fight scene was so well done. It was so entertaining and everything. It's just that we had already seen most of it from the trailers, which is why it's a little bit lower, because it's not as exciting to see. But it was still a very well done fight scene, and it was just incredible to see Doc Ock back on screen. I was definitely very happy. So yeah, that was great. Okay, now let's start off with my top 10. And my number 10 scene is going to be the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. So we see that he gets to an apartment, and you see that he's listening to the cop radio station, and he gets this new suit, which looks really slick, and then he's like swinging, and he has like this really high reflective blue in the city around him because of the snow and the neon lights. It looks blue, so it looks even more blue, and it just looks really incredible. And I just really enjoyed that final scene. It just felt like true Spider-Man, with him having his own apartment, listening to the cop station. The suit just looks so classic Spider-Man, and the web. I think the spider is like Tobey Maguire, and then the back one is Andrew Garfield, if I remember right. So yeah, that's really awesome. And yeah, I just thought that whole scene really worked, and it really made it feel like, yes, we're getting Spider-Man, we're getting classic Spider-Man. So yeah, I was very happy about that, and I really love the ending. Okay, moving on to my number 9 scene, and that is whenever Tom Holland says goodbye to MJ and Ned and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I thought this scene very much worked, and it's so sad I had to put this low, but yeah, I thought that scene really hit the emotions, especially whenever he was saying bye to MJ. I thought that was very well done. The fact that it's this low though is because I never really connected with MJ and Tom Holland into this movie, which is why I had to put it a little bit lower, because I didn't feel like they did enough setup in the previous movies to really make us feel their relationship to the point where they were in this movie for them to be like this heartbroken. You know what I mean? But it was still just a great scene. I really enjoyed it. Also, whenever he's saying bye to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and like they hug, oh, that like whenever they hug, that was so wholesome. I was like, oh my god, it's 3 generations of Spider-Man hugging. I was so happy. And then whenever he leaves, and then Andrew Garfield is telling out Tobey Maguire, "You're in so much pain," and he says, "Yep," that was a very funny joke. So yeah, that really worked. And I was just so happy to see them together. But like I said, then it gets to the emotion with MJ. I thought the goodbye to Ned was okay. I really like Ned, so also that takes out points. But the goodbye to MJ really worked, and it looked very well done from camera wise too. Whenever they were like kissing and like the sun is in the back and everything, looked very well done. So yeah, great scene. Okay, moving on to my number 8 scene, and that is whenever Spider-Man is getting his revenge on Green Goblin, and he's just punching the crap out of him in the final battle. Whenever they're in the Shield, which is super cool, they were fighting in Captain America's Shield of Statue of Liberty, which is awesome. Great idea, whoever had it. And then he was just fighting him, having his John Walker moment, and then he grabs the thing, the why am I forgetting the glider? And he grabs the glider. And he's like about to kill him, which is super cool because it's Green Goblin in the original movie is died by his glider, but because of his own fault. And it would have been super cool that this time it would have actually been true that Spider-Man killed him with the glider. That would have been awesome. And I think that just the whole story is really cool. And then Tobey Maguire stops him, and he doesn't even say anything. It's just with his face, you can tell like he's like it's not worth it, which is super cool, super awesome. And I just thought those things really worked. I really enjoyed that scene. You can definitely feel Tom Holland's rage in that scene, punching him and everything. So yeah, it really worked. And Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn did a great job in that scene as well. So just kudos to that whole scene and everything. And just really incredible. That's why it's my number 8. Okay, moving on to my number 7 scene. That's whenever Andrew and Tobey crossed the portal, which is so awesome, just so awesome. First of all, whenever Andrew first showed up in the little portal, I immediately knew it was Andrew, and I was going crazy. I was like, "It's Andrew!" Like in my head, I was like, "It's Andrew," and outside, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's happening!" So yeah, I was so happy. And then he comes out of the portal and he takes off his mask, and I was even more happy, you know what I mean? And then it's really a funny scene whenever he's like, "I don't believe it. Are you Spider-Man?" And he's like, "Can you climb?" And he like does it with like the 4 fingers, which is, he has to have incredible strong 4 fingers because you can lift like 100 pounds with just that. Like that's incredible. But yeah, that was really cool. And then he starts climbing to take out the spider web, and then Tobey Maguire shows up, and he's just like, "Hi," and it was a super cool scene. And then like they shoot webs at each other. I just thought that was great. So yeah, amazing, incredible scene, and it was just so awesome to see them come back. And it's just like it's actually happening. It's the moment where you're like, oh my god, it's actually happening. They're crossing. They're actually gonna win this movie. So yeah, that was very exciting. A very exciting moment. Okay, moving on to my 6th scene, and that's going to be the final fight. And the final fight has so much great moments, so I'm just gonna include it into like one thing. And that's going to be from as soon as the main villain shows up, whenever the 3 Spider-Men are done talking because they show up, to the moment whenever Green Goblin shows up, because whenever Green Goblin shows up, it's kind of a whole different scene. So I'm just going to include that as the final fight, or like whenever Doctor Strange shows up, that doesn't count anymore. So that's the final fight. Whenever they're just fighting the Lizard, Electro, Sandman, and then Doc Ock shows up, that's going to be the final fight for me. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to include. And I wanted to include it because I know technically it's not just one scene or one moment, but it has so much great moments that it could just fill up this whole video. So that's why I'm making it just like this one compacted thing, because it really gave us so much great moments. For example, it gave us the scene whenever they're planning again, and they're like, okay, Peter 1, Peter 2, and then Andrew Garfield's like, Peter 3, which I thought was so funny, it's so hilarious. And then whenever he's like, "I love you guys," which is also so funny, and I was like, "Aw," like, so Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man really just, he's so nice. He's just so nice. I really liked him. And then like whenever the Octavius and Tobey Maguire unite, which is so good, such a great moment. And he was like, "How you been, Peter?" And he was like, "I'm trying to do better." Like, so well done. So whenever Electro's shooting, like landing at Andrew Garfield, and he's like dodging it, which I thought was super awesome. Like a callback to Amazing Spider-Man 2. I just wish I had like the music from that movie, and it would have been awesome. But still, it was still really awesome. To Sandman fighting the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and it was just like a great scene, especially and whenever they were running out, and then like they landed together, like you can see in this picture. Oh my god, that moment was like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is actually happening. It was so awesome, so incredible. And also just to see like Tobey Maguire swing again with like his OG suit, since we haven't seen him swing since like 2007. That was just incredible, and I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome. It was just like a fan moment, like, oh my god. So yeah, that's my number 16. Okay, moving on to number 15, and that's going to be Aunt May's death, and that was just a sad scene. And it was just like, so Green Goblin has like the glider, it hits her, or like it hits like a debris that falls on her, and then she gets up, and I'm just like, so she's not dead or what? So I was very confused. I'm not even going to lie. I was like, how is she not dead? But she still looked like she was hurt, but she just didn't look dead. And then Tom Maguire also looked really hurt. Tom Maguire, Tom Holland also looked really hurt, and he got up and he just took like a bounce to his face because he tried to stop it. So I was like, yeah, he's obviously very hurt. And they're like, okay, we're gonna get out of this. Everything's going to be fine. And I was like, okay. I can't believe they're actually okay. And during the time I liked the scene, I was like, what? They just took off like the stakes to the scene, and then to just see her like fall, and then like he grabs the thing, and she has blood and everything, and it slowly starts building up, and then Happy gets here, and then the cops get here, and it's like really building up this whole tension. Meanwhile, they're like really like. Meanwhile, Tom Holland and May are really having a moment, and it's even sadder because May didn't know she was going to die. Like she thought she was fine, and then like she just dies, and I was like, oh my god. And then also the great power comes with responsibility moment, which was like so well done, and it fits so well with the scene, because this whole moment has been leading up to this thing, through your power comes with responsibility. She was like, even no matter what happens, you did the right thing, you know what I mean? So I thought that whole scene really worked, and it was so touching. And also Tom Holland really acted amazing in that scene. So did Maria Tomei, and so did Happy. What's his name? The actor Happy, John Favreau. They really acted that scene so well. The score was perfect. The way that it visually looked with the fire burning and everything, it looked really stunning. So yeah, it was just like an awesome scene, and I was wowed by it the whole time, and it got really touching. So yeah, just a great scene, just a great moment, and it definitely deserves to be in this list. Okay, moving on to my number 4 scene, and that's going to be whenever Tobey and Andrew talk to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Whenever he's in grief, and then MJ goes up to the rooftop of the school wherever he's hanging out, and then they're like, somebody wants to talk to you, and then these people they show up like this, which first of all, what an incredible shot! It looks awesome. It looks really cool. And then they jump down, and then they start talking about with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is like, I'm going to kill him. Like, I'm going to kill them. He wanted the cube. He was ready to get rid of them. And then, they start talking, we went through what you're feeling right now. And it was like just a very touching moment with Tobey Maguire talking to him about Uncle Ben and how he got revenge on the man that killed him and how it didn't make him feel better. And it was just like a really touching moment. And also it's even more touching because I remember seeing Spider-Man 2 since I was like so little. And as far as I can remember, Spider-Man 1. As far as I can remember, I remember seeing Spider-Man 1, the original one. And I remember him doing that, and it really touched memories as well. But at the same time, it's also like a really emotional moment. And then they switched to Andrew Garfield, which was even more tragic. He lost Gwen, and he really starts touching on that. And I really like the things that he says. He says like he stopped pulling his punches, which sounds so awesome to see. Like I want to see that movie. Just saying. But at the same time, it's a really tragic story. You know what I mean? And he really is trying to stop Peter, or Tom Holland's Peter, from going through that route. They don't want him to be like, to go with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have gone through, and it was made for like this really emotional scene, this really touching scene that really honestly did hit the emotions, and I thought it just worked in all levels. It was just a great scene, and it was a great scene that they shared together for the first time, since that was the first time we saw them all 3 on screen. It just made it for an amazing scene. Honestly, it was just awesome. I couldn't believe it hit that emotional depth. It just hit all the way. So I was incredible. Like great job. Okay, moving on to my number 3rd scene, and my number 3rd scene. I'm sorry for that, but my number 3rd scene. So we're getting to the top 3, and that's my number 3rd scene. And my number 3rd scene is whenever Tom Holland is going versus Green Goblin in Happy's apartment, which was just an amazing scene. So to start the scene off, Tom Holland has like his spider sense, and it's going off, and he like comes out of the room, and he's looking at like all the villains, and like the music makes it cool, the way the camera moves around the villains. It's just like it really starts working out like really incredibly well. And then he realizes it's Green Goblin, and he webs him, and then he's like starts talking about how these powers aren't a curse, they're a gift. Meanwhile, Electro already wants to take that thing off, and the thing is ticking, so it's like boop, like it's like it's a ticking bomb, which it quite literally almost is, because everything just blows up, and it's like this scene really starts working. Then he takes it off, and everything goes out of control. And then you also feel the stakes because Aunt May's there, and she's slowly getting out, and it's like, so yeah, the stakes really you feel the stakes. I was like, oh my god, this is getting like like really a lot of tension, and then like everything goes wrong, and then the fight breaks out, and that was just an amazing, incredible fight, if I do say so myself. Norman Osborn versus Tom Holland Spider-Man was incredible in that scene. The way that they just punched each other, like both of them really felt like they were fighting like for their lives. They really felt like that. Green Goblin is terrifying. Just saying, like that scene really made him terrifying. Whenever you saw Tom Holland Spider-Man do the Spider-Man PS4 move, like whenever he flips and then he goes down, that was really awesome. I was like, oh, I remember that move. That's from Spider-Man PS4. So yeah, that was really awesome. To the moment whenever he like swings on him, like he's like Widow kind of, and he's like punching him, and then he's just laughing. That was like terrifying. I was like, he's a beast. To the moment whenever he punches him down through the floor, like that was just another level of just like awesomeness. And then he grabs him by the hair and he starts punching him. I mean, he was terrifying. He was truly terrifying, and I just gotta say that fight scene really worked on all levels. I thought it was just so well done. Also, whenever he like throws him through the glass window, I guess, and then like he webs Green Goblin so he can go back up, and they did like a slow mo shot on that. It just looked visually very stunning. So yeah, the whole visualizer was really stunning, and I thought the whole fight scene incredibly worked. I still don't know why the villains left though. Like the Lizard just left. I don't know where. He just like threw back Peter into the fight and he left. Electro left. I don't know where. Sandman for some reason turned evil even though he was good. I don't know where. Dr. Octavius left. Like I know he fell, but why didn't he come back? Like I found that really odd. I was like, okay, I guess. But the fight scene itself really worked. Like really worked in the build up to the fight scene. Like I said, the tension you felt in that scene was just incredible. So yeah, it definitely deserves to be here. I absolutely loved it. Okay, moving on to my second scene, and this scene is honestly just a really short moment. So my top two scenes are actually really short moments. But this my number second scene, or my second spot, is going to be whenever MJ starts falling, and Tom Holland goes to catch her, and Green Goblin gets on the way and gets him, and then you just see Andrew Garfield's face, and he's just like, no, like you don't even hear it, but you can tell by his face expression that he's like, no, and he immediately jumps down and he webs everything around him so he can go faster, and he catches her, and then whenever they find the ground, he's like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, are you? Because he starts getting so sad, as you can see like in these images. He just has like the saddest face, and it worked on all levels. Andrew Garfield delivered an amazing face acting scene in that scene, because I really felt it. It was a really short scene. It was super short. I wish I would have kept it a little bit longer, or like give a flashback or something, because it was really short. But the time that it was there, it just left such an impression on me. I was like, wow. The theater, you really knew the reference. Everybody was like, oh my god, it was so sad. And also, for me, Andrew Garfield was my favorite Spider-Man since always. I just really loved him, and I really hold that scene when Gwen Stacy dies really like deep, because I just really love that scene. It's kind of what honestly like really brought me to like and really think that he is the best, because his acting was incredible in that scene. So to see this scene again with MJ and him really being sad and at the same time happy that he saved MJ, but at the same time like just like I wish I could have done this with Gwen Stacy, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it just completely worked, and I really thought the scene was amazing. Andrew Garfield just really saw that scene, and honestly, I only complain is that it was too short. It should have been longer, which is good, because whenever you want something more of a scene, that means that it's a great scene. So yeah, that's why it's my second spot. So, because that is my second spot, and you've already seen the whole other things, my first spot, it has to be really good, and it is. At least for me, it's incredible. It was the best scene of the movie, which is my number one spot, and that is whenever Tom Holland is in grief right after Aunt May's dead, right after he escapes, and they have like this shot of him in the rain, just like all bloody on his face, and like the rain dripping out of his face, and with the red neon light and then like the blue neon light, and it just works so well. While at the same time, James Jonah Jameson is like talking about how Spider-Man's a menace, how what happened in that apartment and everything proves that Spider-Man is a menace, that he's a danger to society and everything. And it's like he just lost Aunt May. He's going through all this grief. By the same time, James Jameson is saying this about him in public. And then the shot, I don't know if I can put it here because I haven't found an image of it, but it's like whenever he's like right there standing in front of the screen of James Jameson talking trash, I just thought was incredible. The cinematographer for that scene was amazing, because they did a great job with director John Watts. Whoever came up with how the scene was visually going to look was awesome. That scene completely worked for me. The music, the score, it really hit deep. Like it really hit the emotions. I thought that scene actually worked better than Aunt May's dead scene, because I just thought it felt a lot more like, holy crap, this is so sad. This is just like another level of sad. the feeling it just gives you on the feels like that. You really felt that. I was like, oh my god, wow. And that whole scene, I just thought the whole scene was perfect. The lighting, the cinematography, the angles, the score, the shots, like the feelings, everything was just perfect. And that's why it's my favorite scene. It was just awesome. I was amazed the whole time while I was watching that scene, and I knew that the movie was something special whenever I saw that scene. So yeah, really enjoy that. That's why it's my number one spot. And yeah, that is my list. Tell me what you thought about my list down in the comments, as well as tell me your own list down in the comments. Like I said, I'm definitely very curious to hear your own opinions and your own thoughts and your own rankings of the moments down in the comments down below. So definitely just tell me that down in the comments. Tell me your best scene, your top 3 scenes, whatever you want to tell me. Just tell me that down in the comments. Also subscribe for a lot of other content. Like I said, I already made my spoiler review. You want to check it out right here. You'll definitely enjoy it. So check it out. I think you would really enjoy it. You can also check out my box office opening weekend breakdown, which you can also check out. I definitely think you'll enjoy that video as well. If you want to know how this movie did open weekend, check it out. I definitely think you'll enjoy that video. And you can check out my What's Next for Tom Holland Spider-Man or Spider-Man 4 video down in the comments, where I break down the post-credit scene, as well as I break down the ending of the movie and possible storylines that they're going to go moving forward for Tom Holland Spider-Man. So check it out. I definitely think you'll enjoy that as well, especially when I know what's going to happen next. And subscribe for a lot of other content. Like I said, I'm ranking the characters. I'm going to do the second post-credit scene breakdown. And I'm just going to do so much content in this movie because I really love this movie. So definitely subscribe for all the content. If you're into this movie and you just want to see a lot of content, subscribe. Trust me. And also the Hawkeye finale hasn't happened yet at the time I'm recording this video, but it's about to happen. So probably by the time you see this video, I already posted a video on it, or I'm about to post a video on it. So subscribe for that Hawkeye finale breakdown and for all the content that comes from that. So subscribe for that as well. And lastly, leave a like. It really helps out if you leave a like. So please leave a like. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is J Entertainment out.